Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, let's unbox and review the Zeal1 10.1 inch Android tablet by the brand G-Tide. Now, I've recently reviewed the most affordable tablet, the Amazon Fire 7, which costed next to nothing at £20 and it was barely okay. I will leave a link down below if you wish to check that out. So, in this video, let's see what happens if you allocate more budget to an Android tablet. The Zeal1 here is exactly going to be that, priced at under £150 at the time of reviewing. Let's check everything about this tablet and see if it is any good. Unboxing first. If you get that premium unboxing experience, it makes you feel reassured about the money you have spent. So first, here we have a small box on the top with the brand logo. Then the tablet itself, the plastic film shows all the specs of it. Let's come back to that in a moment. Next we have the user manual, and then we have the charging cable. It's standard USB-A to USB-C. Next we have a SIM extracting tool, and yes, this tablet has got cellular connectivity. Then we have power adapter. It's got this nice slim folding mechanism, so it's easy to carry. And then we have a USB-A to USB-C adapter as well. Pretty neat. Now let's look at that small box. It includes a case for the tablet. We'll see how this works a bit later in the video as well. Let's unwrap the tablet. And yes, it feels nice to hold. It's got that widescreen aspect ratio and has a decent heft to it. It feels well built. So the tablet has got this widescreen aspect ratio and it feels pretty solid. The back is made of plastic and the metal rail is aluminium. It comes pre-installed with a tempered glass screen protector which you can peel off, but if you do so, you would have trouble finding another one which fits as perfectly as this unless the manufacturer decides to sell you one. The power and volume buttons are to this side and they feel clicky. The tablet has a 3.5mm headphone jack as well, which is pretty decent. To the other side, you have speaker grills and these special connectors. The idea is that Tide is going to offer accessories which will make use of these connections, but at the time of reviewing, they haven't launched yet. And then to the other side, you have the USB-C port for charging and then the SIM card tray. The tablet, like mentioned, has got cellular connectivity and has got dual SIM support, or you can use one slot for micro SD card. We then have cameras, one at the front and one at the back with flash. At the back, you do have this tiny camera bump. The tablet is very thin at 8.9mm and weighs in about 600 grams. And listen to this, if I flex this tablet a little, there absolutely are no squeaks or creaks. This really is one solid built device. No corners are cut here. The included case is okay and does the job. Also, it's an important part of the tablet, as to fully use the tablet, you need to use this case. It works like this: when you flip it open and make it stand, you get the viewable mode. I do wish G-Tide offers more case selection, so you're not just limited to the one which is included. Now let's turn it on and look at the specifications. First thing, let's crank up the brightness and do some casual browsing. Now I'm happy to report that this screen is very nice and responsive and it is very bright. Specifications wise, you have a 10.1 inch full HD display supporting the resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels and the brightness is up to 400 nits. The screen does get pretty bright indoors and you should be able to comfortably use it with the brightness levels set between 70 to 80%. The tablet has got the Unisoc octacore processor clocking in at 1.8 GHz of speed with 4 gigs of memory and 64 gigabytes internal storage. You can expand the storage up to half a terabyte via a micro SD card. The tablet has a decent 7500 mAh inbuilt battery. The operating system on board is Android 11, which is not the latest one, but it is the most popular and widely adopted version currently. The tablet comes with cellular connectivity and supports 4G LTE speeds, plus it has dual band 5G Wi-Fi on board. The tablet has a 5 million pixels front-facing camera and an 8 million pixels rear camera with flash. So I've been using this tablet for a while now, and I'm happy to report that this is a fully functional tablet and gives you pretty decent user experience. To start off with, the screen is bright and responsive. There is no input lag. However, it's not the smoothest when it comes to refresh rates. A slightly better processor and more RAM would have worked wonders here, but considering the cost, this is more than acceptable. The landscape aspect ratio took a bit of getting used to, as I mainly used iPads which come in portrait aspect ratios. But the thing I like about the Zeal 1 is that when you're watching content, you're not confronted with huge borders like on the iPad, and this gives you more viewable area. Web browsing felt a little cramped in the landscape orientation, but it was perfectly fine in portrait orientation. The screen provides haptic feedback as well, which is pretty decent for a tablet in this price range. The speakers are just about okay. Here's the sound quality. It does get pretty loud, but the best way to enjoy content on this device is via wireless headphones, as it supports Bluetooth 5.0, or you can use your trusty old pair of wired headphones via the 3.5mm headphone jack. Cameras are okay as well, and on a tablet that is very much acceptable. For video calls, the front 5 million pixels camera is decent, and you have an 8 million pixel rear shooter if you wish to take that occasional picture or scan documents. Operating system wise, the tablet comes with Android version 11, and G-Tide has applied a custom skin on top of it. This skin is very reminiscent of the early iPhone era, where it has this glossy 3D designs for icons. You cannot apply your own theme or skin on top. I wish G-Tide does address this via a software update, so you can use a nicer and more modern, flatter theme on top. Talking about software updates, you do get software updates from the manufacturer, but you also have security and performance updates directly from Google, and I suggest you stick with that. Besides this, you get full access to the Android Play Store, which has a wealth of apps and games. App loading times were decent, and you can organize them as needed using folders. The settings section has got a few limitations configured by the manufacturer, but you do get access to most of the important settings like security, accessibility, notifications, and system settings. Authentication wise, you have the option for lock screen passcode, but there are no other biometric or face unlock authentication options available here. Of course, Google's voice assistant is on board as well, and you can take full advantage of that. Let's look at performance next. Now, keeping the cost of this device as the prime factor, what you get here is very decent tablet and acceptable performance levels. Yes, it won't break any performance records or compete with the best ones out there, but you do get the best value for your money here. Web browsing feels snappy, apps open fairly quickly and are responsive. Gaming feels quite comfortable as well. I tried to play Call of Duty Mobile, and the response rate which the tablet offers made me stay well within the game and not lose out due to sluggish responses. I even was the champion in a few tournaments. Movie and video playback is pretty decent, once again thanks to that landscape aspect ratio. Disney+, Netflix, Prime Video do work perfectly fine, and you can enjoy content on the high definition screen. Multitasking felt comfortable as well, and the most recent apps do hold their status without refreshing, considering it only has 4 gigs of RAM under the hood. I usually get my daughter to try her school apps and websites on the tablet to check its performance, as they use resource-intensive animations and graphics. I'm happy to report that they worked fine. She did manage to complete a few sections of their homework, and it just took a little while to get adjusted to the widescreen aspect ratio. Next, battery life is pretty solid, and whatever optimization G-Tide is doing here totally works. I easily got a full days of battery life, which included a couple of hours of web browsing, using apps, playing games, and watching a 2-hour long movie. All this while the screen brightness was set to 80%. The standby time is pretty solid as well, and overnight the battery just drained by 2%. Now, here are a few things which could be improved about this tablet. First, The tablet does not support fast charging despite the presence of a USB-C port. Next, like mentioned, it would be good if the manufacturer allowed the ability to change the theme or the skin, but if optimization and battery life is going to be a concern, then at least it would be good if they offered a few more themes, preferably one closer to stock Android. And finally, it would be good if G-Tide offers a selection of cases and screen protectors, so you're not just stuck with the ones which are included. So in conclusion, where do we stand? See, the cost at the time of reviewing this tablet was well under £150, and for that price, this tablet is an absolute bargain. You get a tablet with a very bright and responsive Full HD display, decent performance, Android 11 support, and excellent battery life. Considering all of this, I do recommend this tablet not just for kids, but even adults who want a decent tablet for a budget price, which will be primarily used for content consumption. Added to this, looking at the history of the brand G-Tide, they have been around since 2007, sold over 2 million tablet units, and have got decent feedback on Amazon. I really am very satisfied by the tablet, and for the cost, I totally recommend this to everyone who is looking for a budget Android tablet. Once again, I'll leave all the links along with any discount codes available in the description box below for you to check them out. So that's it for the video, guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and whilst you're there, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can keep making these videos for you. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.